Directors is proud to support Faribault Community Television.
This is Gary at KFC in Faribault, Minnesota here. I'm a proud sponsor of FCTV.
Hello everyone, thanks for watching Faribault Community Television. It's August and we're with Sam at Faribault Interiors. And Sam, it's Christmas or what's going on here?
It's August, but as you can see, it's never too soon. We've got a lot of decor items. We're always happy to sponsor FCTV a couple times a year. Appreciate all you do for the community, and obviously the community, never too soon to consider Christmas at Faribault Interiors.
You've changed a lot in the store over the years. It's flooring, cabinets, and lots of stuff.
We try to, and we're always reinventing who we are and what we do, and if the community calls for it, we'll try to do it. And this year, as you can see, we'll have more decor items, more cabinetry, different things that way, but we're always glad to be changing and giving everybody a fresh idea what Faribault Interiors is about.
So if you haven't been in for a while, stop in and see what changes made. So.
We'd love to see you during the week. We're always around till 5 and glad to help out any way we can.
Faribault Interiors, stop in and see Sam.
It's me, Miss Denny, your favorite children's librarian. I'm here in the children's area of the library, about to tell you everything happening here for youth and families in August. Wow, the summer just flew by. There are just 3 storytime sessions in August. Thursday, August 1st at 10:30, and Wednesday and Thursday morning, which would be August 7 and 8 at 10:30 in the morning. There's no storytime on Tuesday, August 6th, because that's the night of our big Night to Unite party here that we have with the library, Parks and Rec, and the Buckham West Senior Center. So I hope you'll join us for that party Tuesday, August 6th from 5 to 7:30 outside, weather permitting. It should be a great time. And then Storytime, of course, is meant for youth from birth all the way through age 6 with an actively participating adult caregiver. And Storytime will resume for the fall session in September on the 10th. And we'll keep the same schedule as we've always had. Tuesday nights at 6:30 and Wednesday and Thursday mornings at 10:30. So join us for a few dates of Storytime in August, and then we'll pick back up again in September on the 10th. Books and Brownies and Pizza and Pages, those are our 2 book clubs for youth. Those do not meet in August because we don't meet during the summer. However, stay tuned for next month. They'll be starting up again after school starts in September. And Book Buds meets a few times in August as well. That will take place on Thursday, August 1st and August 8th from 4:30 to 5. Book Buds is our informal reading buddies program where we match up older and younger youth for some one-on-one reading time. And it's supposed to be fun, not homework, not tutoring, just fun and building that love of reading and maybe making some new friendships. So stop by on Thursday, August 1st or August 8th from 4:30 to 5 and read with an older buddy. The Teen Advisory Board, which we like to call TAB, meets in August on the 5th, Monday, August 5th from 4:30 to 5. TAB is for youth in grades 6 through 12, and we meet once a month to figure out ways to make the library even more awesome for youth and their families. So if you're interested in being a part of TAB, please get in touch with me and we'll make it happen. And then our summer reading program is still in full swing. August is the last month of it. It started back on May 31st, and if you are not signed up yet but you want to be, it's not too late. You can stop in and get a reading and activity log and a small prize just for signing up through the end of this month of August. And the last day to redeem your reading log for rewards is August 31st. That is a hard and fast date, my friends. So if you would like your name included in the Faribault Daily News as a star reader, make sure you get us your reading and activity log on or before August 31st so you can get your awesome books and slime and then get your name printed in the paper. And we have two awesome programs in August as well. I already mentioned the Night to Unite party that takes place on Tuesday, August 6th. And there'll be live music and a bounce house and games and free food and face painting, and gosh, a lot more stuff. I hope you can join us for the Night to Unite party. It's always a really fun time. And then August 2nd is Riverbend Nature Center. They're coming to the library with their Animal Ambassadors program, Friday, August 2nd at 10:30 and again at 1:30. And the 1:30 show will be ASL interpreted. So please join us for those great programs in August. And it's, you know, the library is just a great place to come and cool off. Even if you're not coming for a program or story time or any of those great things we have, just come and hang out and enjoy the AC during the dog days of August. We've got lots of books and movies and other great things for you to enjoy while you're here. If you have any questions or you want any more information, maybe you have a group you'd like to set up a tour, please get a hold of me. Again, my name is Miss Denny. I'm the children's librarian. You can call, email, or stop and chat with me at the library. Be sure to check us out on Facebook. Take care.
My name is Greg Payne with United Investment Group. Building a monument of trust through education and communication on financial topics like this with FCTV. So I've been getting a lot of questions about a traditional versus a Roth IRA and what would be best for you. So we're going to go into two phases today. The first, we're going to go through how a traditional IRA works and how a Roth IRA works. And then we're going to come back and talk a little bit about the federal and state tax codes and how you would determine if a traditional IRA is best for you today or if a Roth IRA is best for you today. Okay, so the first thing is the traditional IRA. So often known as a 401k or a 403b or a deferred comp, all synonymous terms. When the money comes in, we do not pay taxes. No federal, no state. So the money all goes to your paycheck. Okay? Now in between, if you're investing that money and you make gains or interest or dividends, there is no 1099. It is tax deferred. No 1099 is distributed on this around tax season. When the money comes out, however, money goes out to you. If you drip it out or you take a lump sum out, you may pay taxes on that depending upon your income. And again, may pay taxes. So we have to understand the tax code to determine if we will pay taxes. Okay, the Roth. This started out originally as just a Roth IRA, individual retirement account. There is, however, a lot of 401ks, 403bs out there that have added the Roth portion onto the retirement plan. So it's not just an individual retirement account. Many of you that have workplace retirement accounts, it may be included inside of your plan. When the money comes in, we pay the taxes. So we're paying the federal and we're paying the state taxes up front. Those are deducted from your pay, they're sent to the federal government, and you get what's left. Same as our traditional IRA, it is tax deferred. No 1099. Again, as many capital gains, as much interest, as much dividends as you want, it is all reinvested, no 1099. When the money goes out, it is tax free. Okay, that's the big benefit on the Roth side. Okay, so money in, don't pay taxes. Money out, may pay taxes. Money in, we pay our taxes. Money out, tax free. So it's kind of an X here. The opposite type of accounts. So we're going to erase this and we're going to come back with a tax slide and we'll pull this thing all together. Okay, we're back for slide 2 here again. Let's talk about a couple generalities in here before we get into the nitty-gritty. These are the federal tax brackets for a married filing joint couple. This is regarding taxable income only. none of your write-offs or your exemptions that you have, your personal deductions that you have right off the top. So I know a married filing jointly, tax filer gets about $24,000 worth of a standard deduction before their taxes come in, okay? So if you look at this, if you're between these two numbers in your taxable income, okay, you're going to be charged at 12%. If you're between 0 and 19.4, you're at 10%. If you're between 78 and 168, 22, above 24 you go to the next bracket, and these go down to about 39% into the $400,000 or $500,000 range. But what I'm trying to explain here is that the more money you make, the more taxes you pay. So let's think about this. If we put our money into a traditional IRA and we are making a lot of money today, say we're making greater than $168,400 taxable dollars, you would save 24% by putting that money into your 401k or a traditional IRA. Now, if your income went down and you were making $78,000, you would pay less taxes. So a traditional IRA is appropriate for people that are making more money today than they will make in retirement when they start to take the money out. Now let's flip the page on this. Let's say you've got some inheritance coming, or you're a really, really good saver and you're putting a lot of money away today, and that's going to compound and compound and compound and grow, and your balances are going to become very high. So let's say that you're making $78,950 today and you're taxed at 12%. And later on you go up to 168, your income goes up, you're going to be taxed at 74. In that case, you would want to pay the taxes now at 12% and take the money out later at 24. So let's do a little review. On the traditional IRA, usually it is most appropriate if your income is higher today than it will be in retirement. On the Roth IRA side, if you are making less money today than you will make in the future, then you would pay the taxes now and avoid having to pay them later. Okay, again, my name is Greg Payne with United Investment Group. I'm building a monument of trust through education and communication. My office is located out of First United Bank. If you're at all confused about this, you can certainly give me a call at 333-0419, and I'd be more than happy to walk through a face-to-face appointment with you. So this is our August financial topic for FCTV. Thank you very much.
Hello and welcome to Riverbend Nature Center. My name is Katie Andrigg. I'm one of the naturalists here. I'm in charge of the school programs. We're going to kick off the month of August with some exciting and fun programs. Let's start out with Bagels and Birds on August 3rd from 9:30 to 10:30. It's free for all, and enjoy watching the wildlife out our windows inside our interpretive center. And then we've got some adult night out programs. The Float with Floats. You can enjoy a nice ride on the Cannon River and then some root beer floats afterwards. And then for you techie people out there, we have geocaching and iNaturalist. You can learn how to use the iNaturalist program on your smartphone and explore everything here at Riverbend, from birds to insects, mushrooms, and trees. And we have a great Owls program this month. It's 3 episodes of the deep history of Riverbend. It covers information on our geological landscape from 455 million years ago to 14,000 years ago and today. Come listen to Mary Savina from Carleton College about the 3 episodes in Riverbend's history. And then we have buckthorn and bratwurst programs for those stewardship folks that are out there. Come cut some buckthorn and help eradicate the invasive species here at Riverbend. And then enjoy a light lunch of chips and bratwurst afterwards. And then we're going to round off the month with our hike in Huga. Enjoy hiking with a naturalist, learning about anything and everything that you could ever think of. View our wonderful prairie to our woods and our rivers. And thank you. We hope to see you soon.
Courtney.
And my name is Megan.
We're students here on rotation at Hy-Vee Pharmacy. Today we're going to talk about probiotics. We often get asked a lot of questions about probiotics and their uses here at the pharmacy.
So what is a probiotic? A probiotic is going to be a live bacteria or yeast that helps aid in our digestion and our immune system. They're naturally found in foods like yogurt and fermented foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, and kefir milk. You will also find them in the supplement aisle, which we're going to talk about. And some of the most common uses for probiotics are going to be for antibiotic-associated diarrhea, constipation, and irritable bowel syndrome.
When the doctor prescribes antibiotics to treat an infection, it also kills the good bacteria in our body. This can lead to diarrhea, upset stomach, bloating, and just a general feeling of discomfort in our body. Taking probiotics has been shown to help reduce these symptoms by replacing the good bacteria in our body. Strains to look out for are Lactobacillus GG, Bifidobacterium, Saccharomyces, and Bacillus.
These strains can be found in products such as Cultural ProWell, Cultural Digestive Health, and Align. When taking probiotics, make sure you wait at least 2 hours after taking your antibiotic because we don't want to kill off the good bacteria we just had with the antibiotic.
For constipation and IBS, some good strains that we're going to look out for is Bifidobacterium and Lactobacillus. These are found in brands such as Renew Life Ultimate Flora and then Floragen. Be aware that some probiotics can also contain additional ingredients such as vitamins and supplements. Sometimes these interact with our medications and other supplements, so be sure to talk to your doctor or pharmacist before taking any of these medications.
Sometimes in the label we'll also see things called prebiotics with our probiotics. Now a prebiotic is actually going to be the food for the probiotic. So these can be found in foods typically high in fiber such as whole grains, bananas, onions, greens, soybeans, and artichokes.
Make sure to store your probiotics in a cool, dry place. These probiotics are very sensitive to heat and humidity, so avoid storing them in your vehicle and in your bathroom.
We also want to make sure we're checking expiration dates because as a probiotic nears or passes its expiration date, they become less effective.
Individuals who are immunocompromised, pregnant, and infants that have a history of bowel obstruction or impaired gut, or patients that are on multiple antibiotics need to make sure that they talk to their healthcare provider before taking probiotics.
As always, if you need help picking out a probiotic or have questions, stop in at your local Hy-Vee pharmacy.
All right, welcome back to some other ideas and suggestions we have here at Faribault Interiors. One of the most important things I've done over 35 odd years is sell a brand, Mid-Continent Cabinetry. Mid-Continent Cabinetry, Norcraft. Part of it's been made in Cottonwood, Minnesota. Full overlay doors, beautiful space. You can see that they're self-closing doors. They're quiet. Beautiful designs. This specific display has a glaze to it, so you can see that there's a lot of tone-on-tone colors. The drawers themselves are what they call soft close. It's a dovetail drawer, hard maple. As the drawer shuts, you can see it pulls itself back. Here, we haven't added the countertop yet. Specifically, we've got new tops coming from Hastings, Minnesota. The display is new, so here it is the month of August. We'll have the tops on soon. You come in and look, get some nice ideas of what you'd like. Pantry cabinets, what a nice option to have, where you can have rollouts and they are full extension. You can see they don't gobble up a lot of space on the sides. So often aftermarket rollouts are narrower and it gobbles up a couple inches each side. Ours do not. You can also add shelving here then to really make this full capacity and nice storage. Again, soft closed doors. We have yet to put the hardware on, and we also sell that. Here we've got some different units where you can see the interiors can be stained. You can have adjustable wood shelving. Crown molding has a lot of uniqueness to it. A little more of a modern look here. Nothing with the routered look. Something that has become more and more popular. It's a good way to finish off to the ceiling or into a wall. Same thing as we come around here. The really unique thing about this specific color is this is oak ember with a glaze on it. So this is like a hutch concept, and these are just kitchen cabinets put together. You've got 3 different cabinets, 2 uppers. We put on what they call box panels, and they hold the sides and gives it a nice finish. Crown molding. We put a little under cabinet shelving so you don't see the bottom side. And here you have a really nice hutch, something that you can design yourself. We have installers and fellas that can come into your home and do this tactfully and professionally, easily in a day, without a lot of mess. And again, that's all made by a brand called Mid-Continent. And kind of in closing, what we want to emphasize is all of these items can be here start to finish. We measure, we give you ideas, we suggest fellas that know as far as the skill set, and they're bonded and insured. We show you countertop options. We have that work done out of Hastings, Minnesota. Here we're showing some Cambria. And here it is August, and we've got the great Minnesota get-together. The state fair is going on. Cambria has an amazing representation there. We're one of their clients that does a really nice job for them since they've started in LeSueur, Minnesota. Mention our name, and sometimes they'll give you a little bit of a break too, darn it. We're always happy to see you stop at Faribault Interiors. Amy Jo, Tammy, Jennifer, and myself. We've got a lot of experience. We love to learn. If you've got some opinions and some suggestions from another store, we'll incorporate them into your project. We're open during the week till 5, Fridays till 4. Please stop by. We're across from your Chamber of Commerce and just down the street from a wonderful A&W restaurant on 550 Wilson Avenue.
Welcome to the Alexander Faribault House. My name is Sue Garwood and I'm the Executive Director of the Rice County Historical Society. This house is one of the buildings that we care for and help tell the story about. And in this particular house there are 3 things, well, there are lots of things that are unique, but in particular there are 3 paintings below each of the main windows in the parlor. This is the front parlor right on the first floor. And these 3 paintings have been here as long as the house has been here. The house was built in 1853, so these are really old paintings, but what's extra neat about those is we actually know who the artist is. The artist was Jean-Baptiste Faribault. Jean-Baptiste is Alexander Faribault's father. He was born in Quebec, Canada, and actually had been an artist all of his life. But really actually worked for the fur trade. So a little backstory on him is kind of fun. His father was a lawyer, and this was before the War of 1812, right after the Revolutionary War. When he was about 16 years old, the British were in Canada, although this was Quebec, of course, is French Canada, or French Canadian folks there. Anyway, the British were in the area and wanted to hire Jean-Baptiste as an artist. That seems perhaps strange that the British or the military would have artists, but in fact, today they have photographers who take photos of events and things of the battle. At the time, though, what they would do is they would hire an artist who would actually paint pictures of battles and of the troop. That appealed to Jean-Baptiste, and so he went to his father and said, hey, they want to hire me as an artist. And his father absolutely refused. You are French, and you are not going to join the British military. And so he, of course, had to say no, but he wasn't all that pleased with Dad. And so what he did is he packed his bags and he headed to the territory, or the unclaimed territory of the middle portion of the United States before we were actually even purchased through the Louisiana Purchase. He became a fur trader, joined with the Hudson Bay Fur Company, trading out of the Mackinac Island, and then shortly thereafter began trading with an American company. After Jean-Baptiste said no to the British, he then looked for another opportunity as a young professional, or young man, really. He didn't want to go to be a lawyer, and so instead he followed a new idea, or idea to him, and became a fur trader. He actually came down to the United States, or actually the middle portion at the time that he was here wasn't even open for settlement yet. It was still all Indian territory, hadn't even been acquired by the Louisiana Purchase in 1803. At any rate, he came down to this territory, Mackinac Island, and began trading, traded along the Mississippi and then down through the Des Moines and through what's now the Minnesota River. And at any rate, so he married a Dakota woman, Pelagie, and he and Pelagie had 8 children, of which Alexander Faribault was the oldest. Alexander, as you know, became a fur trader himself, and eventually, by 1853, Alexander built this house. Lots of things happened between the time he was born in 1853, but for today, what matters the most is that his father, Jean-Baptiste, was an artist, quite a good artist, and that skill is evident at the house. But these paintings are at an awkward position. They are below, as I mentioned before, they're below the windows, and frankly, you can't really see them well. Second of all, they have been in the house now since 1853, so they are 166 years old and have, actually the way they're positioned, they're actually very close to the exterior of the house. They have insulation on the back side. They're really exposed to a lot of weather, water issues, all those kinds of things. So we're in the process of removing them temporarily. Get out of bed tomorrow.
Okay, go for it.
You can see these are the paintings that are below the windows in the parlor. And again, they're tough to see. But when we zoom in here, you can see that there is in fact an image there. What's been passed down to us through written record and history is that these were scenes, outside scenes that Jean-Baptiste saw from this area. Variety of different vignettes. There's one that has a river painting and one that has hills and other features. But you can also see that they have, over the last more than 150 years, have yellowed. That's part of the varnish that was used to protect it. That's common. That happens with these kinds of oil paintings, is that they yellow. This one's actually in fairly good shape. It's hard to see, but there's no voids in the paintings. There's no significant water stains or anything like that. But as you can also imagine, it is hard to do much work with them in this location. So what we have been advised to do by conservators in October of 2018, through a grant from the Institute of Museum and Library Services, we were able to bring in 2 experts that evaluated the overall care of the house and the collection, actually our entire collection at the Historical Society's buildings, etc. And they strongly recommended that these paintings were both unique and really in pretty good shape, but they needed to be taken care of. And the only way to do that is to remove them from the house. It's pretty dramatic. As you can see, they're inset. They're quite a part of the house, yet it is impossible for them to be conserved and evaluated even in this position, let alone repaired or restored in any way. So we have begun the process of removing them temporarily to bring them to a conservator, actually a team of conservators up in the Twin Cities. and you can take a peek and see what it looks like behind these panels. So you can see here that in order to get to one of the 3 paintings, which we have successfully removed, we had to remove the trim around the outside. We actually had to remove the lintel as well and actually pull back the frame around the entire exterior. The board that it's on is the full width of that window, and you can see that here in the picture that we have of it here at the Historical Society. So this is the 3rd painting, and the plan is that we're going to remove the other 2 paintings that are still in the house and again bring those to the Historical Society. One of the challenges, by the way, that we did not expect, first of all, we didn't expect it to be the entire width of the window. We had hoped or thought perhaps it was just going to be an inset panel. But nope, it goes edge to edge, which is why we have to remove as much as we have to remove. The other is that it's a full inch thick. You know, today's planks, they report them as being an inch wide, but they're really not. They're closer to 3/4 of an inch. These are full 1-inch walnut planks. And so one of the things that we are going to need to do, because they're going to be with conservators for a number of months, potentially over a year, we're going to replace those panels with also fairly thick 1-inch plain white panels. That will just be temporary. We'll make sure that we have photographs of these before we take them up to the conservator. We'll take photographs and have those available so people know what is missing here. But we'll definitely close those spaces up and make sure that the house is nice and secure, of course, and safe from the weather and elements. But what's really exciting is that I'm really eager to see what these paintings really look like. We've only ever seen them with this dark yellow glaze over the top. It's been good to protect the painting, but not very good at helping us really see what did Jean-Baptiste and Alexander see here in 1853. These are just some of the things that we do here at the Rice County Historical Society, one of the many projects that we're working on here at the Alexander Faribault House. If you're interested in learning about this or any other topic, we invite you to come out to the Rice County Historical Society. We're at 1814 Northwest 2nd Avenue on the east end of the Rice County Fairgrounds. We're open Monday through Friday from 9 to 4. Other times are available by appointment. You can find us on the web at www.rchistory.org or give us a call at 507-332-2121. Rice County Historical Society, preserving the past for future generations.
Faribault, Nort Johnson here with your Chamber of Commerce, and
I'm Sean Peck, one of the assistant principals at Faribault High School.
So I'm pretty blessed to be in this office today and have Sean with us to talk a little bit about a very important issue coming up before the voters of Faribault. And what I want to share today are some details about this levy referendum that's coming to the voters, why it's important to Faribault citizens that this levy makes it through and that we're able to implement the pieces of that are going to be funded.
Right.
Including, I think probably my favorite and the most important is we've been talking about it. We have at the chamber level for about 1.5 years in the school district for how long to bring back that 7-period day?
Well, we went to a 6-period day almost 30 years ago, and I think that there's been various conversations that have happened in the meantime to go back to a 7-period day and continue to offer our students a robust series of choices to make sure we're creating well-rounded graduates.
Absolutely. So what I share with different people in my day-to-day work now, because the chamber has taken a very supportive position and has been able to work closely with Faribault Public Schools over the last 1.5 years or so, having the hard discussions about what's most important for us to take under our wing to help move Faribault Public Schools further forward.
Right.
And one of the things that we've concluded was that there's a serious lack of capacity in the school day for students. And if you consider, my understanding is Bethlehem Academy has an 8-period school day.
Correct.
Faribault Public Schools has a 6-period school day. So the math is pretty compelling. That's 16 fewer elective courses for a Faribault Public School student than a Bethlehem Academy student.
Right.
And we know, based on the feedback from students that are leaving Faribault for other opportunities and from their parents, part of the reason is that they can pick up those additional electives without having to go to summer school or early bird classes or things of that nature. Are you hearing the same thing?
Absolutely. It does put a burden on our students and their families. The state obviously has requirements that students need to take in order to earn a high school diploma. And when you take those state requirements and plug them into our current schedule, it leaves very little room to explore the things that maybe aren't required, but that students are passionate about. You know, we have an award-winning autos program.
Yes.
We have an amazing business academy. Our music department is led by just rock star teachers.
Right.
Our AVID program is renowned across the state. But what's happening, because our students have to take these required classes, they just don't have the opportunity to enter into these classes that are going to make them more productive members of society,
right,
and have them find that spark of learning that's going to turn them into a lifelong learner that's going to benefit the entire Faribault community.
And give them that flexibility to explore.
Yeah.
Those different opportunities to be able to grab that extra class, whether that isn't a mechanics class, if it is, as our filming guy right here, Troy Temple's dad, was my shop teacher for basic electricity. That's a class that I was able to take in my day. We had the 7 periods going on. And it might be, again, a language, a business class, an opportunity to engage with the business community, because you have that much capacity in your school day.
Right.
I want to share publicly that the Chamber of Commerce is taking a very supportive stance around that question, and also the second question that's going to be on that ballot. And as we've met maybe a month or so at the district office ago, and we had one of our Vision Task Force members there as well, we talked about a couple of other really important pieces that could help lead to more student success in Faribault. And I think they're both very important, but the transportation piece, for the high school specifically, the idea that high school students are bound to just a 1 mile perimeter in order, a 2 mile perimeter for the high school students. Currently it's 2 miles.
Currently it's 2 miles.
But the rest of the school district is 1 mile?
I believe the middle school is 1.5 miles and the elementary schools are 1 mile.
Okay. I know that some statistics were shared about a survey that was done for students that were between the 1.5 and 2 mile.
Right.
That can be, especially when it's weather related, and those students that have family obligations, helping get their younger siblings onto the school bus so they can get to the middle school or the grade school, then they don't qualify for the busing, so they have to walk.
Right.
And in that winter weather, that can be, it inhibits. We know that it inhibits attendance.
Right.
Attendance is obviously a very key component to success.
I've seen research that shows that attending school is a much stronger predictor of student success than achievement scores. If you enter into the building, you show up, you're able to be in front of your teachers and with your classmates, your likelihood of learning goes up dramatically. And right now, the transportation situation, it is a barrier for some of our students. And I think it's our responsibility as a school and perhaps as a community to break down as many barriers as we can so that every single student can have access to our amazing teachers and our amazing programs at the high school.
Agreed completely. And you know, just at that formidable point in your life, learning to attend, to be on time, to be where you're supposed to be, to show up, well, that's exactly the message that our employers want our students to learn as a part of their school career. We're not just learning about academics, we're learning how to function in our everyday lives and be successful in our lives.
Right.
I don't know of too many occupations where showing up on time or showing up is optional. Right. So I think that's another. I know that that's another piece of question number 2 on the issue, and I think that that's an incredible opportunity to make an investment in further success for the students.
Right.
And the other piece of question 2. So there's 2 questions on this ballot. The first one is strictly that 7-period day.
Right.
The second question has to do with transportation, and then what will be labeled as academic success programs for students. And tell us just a little bit about the 9th grade academy program and the statistic around the increased success for students.
Sure. So we believe very strongly that in order for a student to achieve at their highest possible potential, which is our goal, that there's certain things that need to happen before that's possible. Their mental health needs to be taken care of. Their basic needs need to be taken care of. We have already talked about transportation, just getting here. And so in order to maximize student potential, we believe that there are some things that we need to do just in the area of student support. Some of those things could include academic interventionists. So if a student is struggling, we have someone who works here that can pull that student aside and give them the attention that they need to make sure that they're earning the grades and the credit that they need to graduate and move on with their life. A mental health component of that as well, so that if a student is struggling with mental health or depression, anxiety, perhaps even chemical health, perhaps addiction plays into it, that we have professionals that are experts in that field that can give students the help that they need. When those basic needs are met, we see achievement go up. We see graduation rates go up. And who wins when that happens? The entire community.
Everybody.
Everybody wins. And I'm glad that you used a word just a little bit ago. You said the word invest. One of the downsides of this is it costs money. If we want more people...
Anything worthwhile is going to cost.
But rather than thinking of it as an additional cost, I'm going to urge everyone watching to see this as an investment.
Absolutely.
In our students, in their families, and in our entire community. If we ensure that every single person who enters into our building gets the kind of education that I feel that they deserve, everyone living in our community will benefit from that. Absolutely. Employers, everyone.
I agree completely. So it's really the 3 things that are landing on this issue. I want to make sure that in all of the messaging that we share, we're not talking about adding more infrastructure, or it's not bricks and mortar.
Correct.
What we're talking about around these issues are investments in the students. They clearly are investments in the future and success of our students. And I'm proud to share the Chamber's full support on these issues. I want to say also publicly, I'm very proud of our school board and administration for taking the steps to get this onto the ballot and help move Faribault Public Schools forward. I know there are a few naysayers out there. I'm actually scheduling personal conversations with a few of them because I want them to understand the importance of these programmatic changes and adding the capacity in the school day. Those are the first steps. Those are the things that have to occur in order for us to raise the bar and create even more success for our Faribault Falcons, for our Faribault students. So.
And from the school perspective, we're just so thankful for your support as an individual. And the entire chamber has been amazing throughout this entire process. And your support just means the world to us, that we're working on the same team and doing whatever we can to support our students and our community. So thank you for that.
Well, it's my blessing to be in a position to help support that. And again, we've got over 11,000 employees represented by chamber membership. We want to make this issue a resounding yes from our community, that we support Faribault kids and their academic success because we know that that helps Faribault.
Right.
Awesome.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Nork.
Hi, Dr. Michael Ritchie Eye Clinic. Thanks for joining me again. Today we're going to talk a little bit about macular degeneration. And I know we've beat this dead horse many, many times. Quick review. Macular degeneration is a disease of the retina that impacts vision. So it's an age-related deterioration of the nerve cells in the back of the eye that allow us to see sharp detail. Now, why is it so significant? It's significant because it affects a significant number of the senior population. It is the primary cause of acquired visual loss in patients over the age of 65. Now, macular degeneration has probably three main factors. And I'm not going to really say that there's a cause, because we know what factors make us susceptible, but there's no one thing that causes this. We do know it runs in families, so there's a genetic component to macular degeneration. We know that there's a nutritional component to this. We also know that there's a circulatory component. So people with cardiovascular disease have a higher incidence of macular degeneration. People with macular degeneration who have poor circulation lose vision faster. And we also know that diet is a factor. There are certain nutritional components in our diet that can help preserve vision, and a lack of those nutritional components can speed vision loss. So what can we do if we think we're at risk for macular degeneration or we have it? Well, first and foremost, you can't change your family. Much as you might like to after Thanksgiving, you can't change your family. Second, everything that you would do that is heart healthy is going to be eye healthy. So, lose some weight, control your blood sugar, control your blood pressure. Most importantly, get off the couch and get a little exercise. Now, the third component of that, nutrition, is what I want to talk about mostly today. So, what type of diet is healthy? It's what you hear from everybody. It's a lot of fruits and vegetables, cut down on processed foods. If a food can sit on the shelf for 3 months and you can still eat it, you probably shouldn't eat it. So eat fresh foods, fresh whole foods, minimize red meat, eat more fish, and a lot of dark green leafy vegetables. In particular, related to macular degeneration, it's the antioxidant agents that we find in dark green leafy vegetables, colorful fruits and vegetables. So the more color you have in your fruits and vegetables, the better. But in addition to that, I recommend vitamins. We have always recommended vitamins. So the study that demonstrated the benefit of vitamins is the Age-Related Eye Disease Study, or the AREDS study. And the AREDS study is the AREDS 2 study. There's a formula that they used. Now, this was a study conducted by over 200 retina doctors around the country, and it was a 10-year longitudinal study, so very long. And they looked at the results, and they were impressed that this vitamin supplement can reduce the progression of visual loss by a third. So it's a pretty significant improvement. The problem or the complaint that I hear from a lot of patients with macular degeneration or those at risk is that they can't swallow the big pills. And that's been an issue until now. This is the new formula. Now, Focus Select Chewables. Focus is the brand that we recommend the most. You can also use Ocuvite Preservision, which is the other vitamin. And I believe Ocuvite Preservision now has a chewable as well. So what's the difference? I'll show you. Because this is brand new, and these are actually fairly tasty chewable vitamins. 2 a day, and you can take them 1 in the morning, you can take 1 at night. It doesn't matter how you take them. But this is a great way to get the vitamins you need to help minimize the risk of progression of visual loss with macular degeneration. Thanks for joining me.
First United Bank and the Junior Board of Directors is proud to support Faribault Community Television.
This is Gary at KFC in Faribault, Minnesota here. I'm a proud sponsor of FCTV.
Well, that's going to do it for August. And Sam, where did summer go? It went pretty fast, and things are really happening.
It is amazing what happens, and none of us get any younger thinking about it. Nicest thing about how fast the summer goes is we are in August.
Right.
And you have an amazing downtown that has some great car cruises. I know that we're involved with, I believe, the blue collar event. I'm not sure the rest of the words. I know that the Paradise is doing a lot of neat things downtown. The Central Park area has some concerts that are free. I believe the churches are serving some meals down there. It's August. We're lucky to be here.
We don't want to give up on summer already. We got August to go, and school starts way too soon.
Yes, it does.
So we want to enjoy this time.
And let's enjoy it. Let's be safe. Buses are back on the road soon. Most importantly, it is August. Let's enjoy it while we got it. Drink it up and enjoy it all.
Faribault Interiors, we invite people to stop in and see kind of the new look and see what's going on.
And as you've seen through this entire little commercial, we have a lot of new ideas that you've seen with the cabinetry and the flooring and the countertops. We're always trying to keep things fresh. We appreciate your opinion. All we ask for is the opportunity. From that point on, hey, at least you've given us a chance, and we're a local store, and that means a lot.
Faribault Interiors.